Lesson 6-2, Relate Transformations and Similarity. The learning target is that by the end of today's lesson, you will be able to relate transformations and similarity. A dilation is a transformation of a pre-image that produces an image that is the same shape as the original, but it is a different size. So it could be bigger or smaller. A dilation consists of the following characteristics. The scale factor, which is the constant of dilation. It could be greater than 1, and if it's a greater than 1, then it would be an enlargement. If it's between 0 and 1, it would be a reduction. If it's equal to 1, meaning dilating from one image to another image by a scale factor of 1, then it would be the same exact congruent image. And secondly, we have the center of dilation, a fixed point in a plane about which all points are expanded or contracted. And then thirdly, sides of the pre-image and corresponding sides of the final image are proportional. So image to pre-image. We can use a prime to represent the image. So A prime C prime over AC equals C prime B prime over CB equals A prime B prime to AB. As you can see from the picture down here, A to A prime, B to B prime, C to C prime. And in this picture down here, we actually have an enlargement of the pre-image. Okay, the properties preserved under a dilation from the pre-image to the image are the following. We have the angle measures, which don't change. So these angle measures here in these two little triangles don't change. And parallelism, meaning the corresponding sides are parallel. Collinearity, so this point and A prime will lie on the same line along with the center of dilation, which is O here, and the orientation, meaning the way it's situated in space. Okay, example. Both the pre-image and image are similar, and we can tell that there's a scale factor of 2 here. And we use the letter K to represent scale factor. We can take 10 divided by 5 to get K equals 2, or 6 divided by 3, or 8 divided by 4. And the center of dilation would be the O here, where the two images are being projected. So again, to represent the scale factor, we will write image to pre-image. And then to represent the similarity between these two, the pre-image and the image, we would do triangle ABC is similar to the new image, triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. And this is just a more formal way to represent dilation. So in this dilation, a scale factor 2 mapping triangle ABC to triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. The distances from O to the vertices of triangle A prime, B prime, C prime are twice the distances from O to triangle ABC. So this is a way to analyze what's going on in this image. After the dilation, the pre-image and image have the same shape, but not the same size. Now let's look at an example that's just the opposite of the one above. So if we have a pre-image triangle DEF with a side length of 10, and then for the image, it's reduced to a side length of 5 for D prime and E prime, then the scale factor will be just the opposite. Remember, the formula is image to pre-image. So I'm going to take 5, which is from the image, and then put it over 10, which is the pre-image, and then simplify that to get a scale factor of half. And the center of dilation is still O, this point here, projecting the two images. So the distances from the center O to D prime is exactly half of O to D. And if I were to put in the lengths, the same exact lengths from above, the same would hold true for the two other sets of corresponding sides. Example 1. Describe the dilation that moves figure A onto figure B. So we're moving from A to B, so this is an enlargement. So we have to do 17 to 10, image to pre-image, and that will be our scale factor. So we can first write that this is a dilation with center P and a scale factor of 17 to 10. And for this one will be figure A to B, so this will be a shrink. So we could write dilation with center O and a scale factor of, so again, image, final image to pre-image, 3 to 5. And this one, you need to add 30 and 10 together to get 40. And we're moving A to B, so we have an enlargement. So here we go with the dilation with center Q and a scale factor. So we need to do 40 to, the final image would be 40 to pre-image of 30, which is 4 to 3. Okay, example 2. A dilation is used to move figure A onto figure B. Solve for X. So the scale factor here would be 10 to 5. And I can set it equal to 3 to X. And I can solve. So X will be 3 to 2. Combining dilations and rigid motions. Remember that we have covered 3 rigid motions: reflection, translation, and rotation. And now we're going to combine these concepts with dilations. So if a dilation followed by any combination of rigid motions can be used to move one figure onto the other, the two figures are similar. So we have triangle A, B, C, and that's similar to triangle D, E, F, and triangle D, E, F is congruent to triangle G, H, J by a reflection. Then we can see that triangle A, B, C is similar to triangle G, H, J. So let's look at an example here. The two figures are similar. Describe the transformations that move figure A onto figure B. So here we first have a dilation so this bigger image has shrunk, and this total length here right here is 24. So we have 12 to 24 as our scale factor, so we can write dilation with center P and a scale factor of 1/2. And then after it has shrunk to this image, we can say that it is a reflection of dilated A prime onto B. And for this one, to the right here, first we have a translation. the rigid motion translation of A. So it moved from here to the right. And then this translation of A shrunk to the smaller one here. And then this little lane here is 8. So the scale factor, first we're going to have to write dilation with center P and a scale factor. So we're going to have to write 8 to 18, and then after you simplify 8 to 18, that's going to be 4 to 9. So remember to simplify your scale factors. And then we have a reflection of dilated A prime onto B. Example 4. In figure B is the image of figure A under a transformation. Tell whether the transformation involves a dilation. If so, give the scale factor of the dilation. Okay, so this has to be a dilation because figure B became bigger and it's the final image. So A is the pre-image. B is the image. So we can take any corresponding side lengths here. I'm just going to take 9 to 6, simplify it, and the scale factor will be 3 to 2. And the one to the right here, it's actually not a dilation, because if we look at this part, this is 30. So we're talking about the scale factor of 10 to 30, which is 1/3. And then this length is 30, but that's 30 to 30, which is 1 to 1. For the scale factors needs to be all the same for all corresponding sides in order for this dilation to be actually a dilation. So this one is no. Example 5. Use transformation to explain why ABCDE and KLQRP are not similar. This is an example from your textbook, example 3. Well, if you look at the corresponding sides, you may notice that the scale factor, we'll just use 6 and 9, yeah, is actually 2 to 3. But this does not mean that the pentagons here are similar, because if you were to do a dilation by shrinking the bigger one, the blue one, into the green one, and then you reflect it, you'll notice that the green one does not actually match the red one, because the angles are not preserved. Remember that at the beginning of the lesson, in order for a dilation to be true, the angle measures must be the same. And in this case, only angle A and angle K are the same. That's why pentagon A, B, C, D, E, and K, L, Q, R, P are not similar, because the angles are not preserved. Okay, let's do a quick analysis of example 6 with these 3 tile designs. Part A. The tile design 1 is made using 2 hexagons. Explain why the red and blue hexagons are not similar. Well, the red hexagon has all sides congruent, But the blue hexagon has 3 shorter sides and then 3 longer sides. So the ratios of corresponding side lengths are not constant. That's why these 2 hexagons are not similar. Part B. Tile design 2 is made using 2 similar geometric shapes. Describe the transformations that move the blue hexagon onto the red one. So there's going to be an enlargement that's going to be involved, and then this should be the center of dilation here. So after that dilation, the enlargement, there's going to be a 30-degree rotation about the center of the figure. Part C. Tile design 3 shows congruent angles and sides. Explain why the red and blue hexagons are similar using the given info. First of all the angles are congruent by these little arcs. So angle measure is preserved. And the side lengths are congruent in each hexagon. So the ratio of any 2 corresponding side lengths is constant, which gives you that scale factor that does not change for all sets of sides. And in part D, if the lengths of all sides of one polygon are proportional to the lengths of all corresponding sides of another polygon, must the polygons be similar? Well, the answer would be no, because even though if corresponding sides might be proportional, if the angles are not congruent, then they are not similar, as illustrated in example 5.